URGEENTNEWS Cowboys Nation? Hold on to your hats, because what I'm about to tell you is nothing short of bombastic. This just happened, and it's shaking the NFL world to its core. The Dallas Cowboys, yes, America's team, have made a move that has EVERYBODY talking. You're not dreaming, you're not hallucinating, and this is not some late-night rumor or baseless speculation. It's happening right now. ARNOLDEBIKETIE. Yes, the same dominant EDGE rusher who has been making waves with the Atlanta Falcons has been spotted in DALLAS, and all signs are pointing toward one of the most unexpected, jaw-dropping, blockbuster signings we've seen from the Cowboys in recent memory. If you don't know who Arnold Ebiketie is, then buckle up, because this young stud has been quietly developing into one of the most disruptive forces on the defensive side of the ball in the NFC. He's been overlooked by some media outlets, but the real ones know what this man brings to the table. Speed, strength, explosiveness, tenacity, he's got the full package. And now, he could be bringing that energy to a Cowboys defensive line that is a LREADY stacked with talent. Just imagine Micah Parsons coming off one edge, DeMarcus Lawrence holding down the opposite side, and now you potentially throw Arnold Ebiketie into that mix. That's not just a good front seven, that's a quarterback's worst nightmare. And here's where it gets even more crazy, the timing. The Cowboys are coming off a turbulent preseason, with injuries and inconsistent depth rotations causing some real concern in the front office. There have been rumblings for weeks about Dallas needing to shore up their pass rush, especially with questions surrounding the durability of some key players. But nobody expected THIS. Nobody expected the Cowboys to swoop in and make such a bold strategic move. Sources close to the team are saying this wasn't some overnight decision. This has been quietly brewing behind the scenes for some time, with scouts and analysts in the Cowboys' war room paying close attention to Ebiketie's progression since he entered the league. Drafted in 2022 by the Atlanta Falcons out of Penn State, Ebiketie made an instant impact. Though the Falcons have been up and down as a team, his individual play has stood out. Coaches around the league have taken notice of his elite get-off, his ability to bend the edge, and his high football IQ. And if the Cowboys were watching closely, and it looks like they were, they saw a player who could thrive in Dan Quinn's system. Let's not forget Dan Quinn's legacy. This man built a Super Bowl defense in Seattle with the Legion of Boom. He knows how to maximize talent, especially in the trenches. And if there's anyone who can take a player like Ebiketie and elevate him to Pro Bowl status, it's Quinn. So, what does this mean for the Cowboys' defense moving forward? Let's talk impact. First of all, this instantly deepens the rotation on the edge. No more over-reliance on Micah Parsons to carry the entire pass rush. With Ebiketie in the fold, you can start scheming more exotic blitzes, you can keep your key guys fresh, and you force offensive coordinators to pick their poison. Double Parsons? Ebiketie's going to eat. Focus too much on the rookie phenom? Lawrence and Ebiketie will collapse the pocket. This move also changes the tone in the NFC East. The Eagles have been flexing with their stacked D-line, but the Cowboys just sent a message: we're not backing down. We're not content with just making the playoffs, we're coming for the crown. And let's be honest, fans have been begging the front office for aggressive moves. They've wanted bold, win-now decisions. And this THIS is exactly that. It's a signal to the locker room, to the fans, to the league, the Cowboys are all in. Now let's address the salary cap elephant in the room. How did the Cowboys make this happen? Details are still emerging, but early indications are that this could be a savvy restructuring of some veteran contracts, possibly even tied into a trade deal or conditional future picks. The Cowboys have been known to work some magic with cap space when the right opportunity presents itself, and this appears to be one of those calculated risks with sky-high upside. But it's not just about numbers on a spreadsheet, it's about culture. Ebiketie brings an attitude that fits right into the Dallas DNA. He's a grinder, a quiet assassin. He doesn't do a lot of talking, but when that ball is snapped, he's a problem. That kind of energy can be contagious in a locker room that's already full of dogs on defense. You want to win championships? You need guys who play like every snap could be their last. That's Arnold Ebiketie. Now let's talk about the fans, because Cowboys Nation is already lighting up social media. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YBODY is talking about this. You've got fans making highlight reels, analysts breaking down tape, and even former players chiming in, saying this could be the move that finally gets Dallas over the hump. And can you blame them? This is the kind of aggressive, forward-thinking move that has been missing from the Cowboys' playbook for years. For too long, the Cowboys have been accused of playing it safe, stockpiling talent, but not pulling the trigger when it counts. This changes that narrative. This is the front office saying, we're not waiting for next year. The window is open, NOW, and they're going to crash through it. And for those of you who are wondering how Ebiketie is going to fit into the scheme, don't worry. He's versatile. He can line up in multiple fronts. He can drop into coverage when needed, and he's got the football IQ to adapt to Quinn's system in no time. You're not getting a one-dimensional player, you're getting a chess piece. A game wrecker. A disruptor. Let's also not overlook the psychological effect this has on opponents. When teams prepare for Dallas now, they're not just prepping for Micah and Tank. They've got to account for another legitimate threat off the edge. That changes game plans. That forces quicker throws. That leads to turnovers, sacks, strip sacks, you name it. And let's not forget, turnovers win games. And in a division as tight as the NFC East, every play matters. Every possession counts. And one key sack fumble can be the difference between a wild card and a Super Bowl run. So what's next? We wait for the official word from the Cowboys front office. A press conference is likely imminent. Expect Jerry Jones to take the podium, flash that signature grin, and drop one of his famous one-liners about Ebiketie being a war daddy or some other colorful phrase. But don't let the theatrics distract you. This is a strategic masterstroke. It shows that the Cowboys are not just reacting, they're planning, executing, and taking bold steps to secure their future. And if you're a young player in that locker room, this fires you up. It tells you that the organization is committed, that they're not just here to compete, they're here to dominate. So buckle up, Cowboys Nation. The season just got a whole lot more interesting. With Arnold Ebiketie potentially joining the fold, the Cowboys' defense is about to reach another level. A level that could make them the most feared unit in the entire league. If you're an opposing quarterback, you better keep your head on a swivel, because Dallas is coming. And they're bringing the heat. From the trenches to the secondary, this team is rounding into form at just the right time. Playoffs. Forget that. We're talking about Super Bowl aspirations. Real ones. This is not just hype. This is reality. And you heard it here first. If you're not excited yet, you might want to check your pulse, because this is exactly the kind of move that can define a season. Ebiketie in Dallas? Say it again. Let it sink in. This is not just a headline, It's a warning shot to the rest of the NFL. The Cowboys mean business. And business is BOOMING. Stay tuned for more updates as this story develops. But one thing is for sure, things just got VERY real in Big D. Keep it locked right here for all the latest, because this is just the beginning. Let's go.